Hello there, fellow YouTubers, model enthusiasts, and ship geeks alike. This is your old friend Commodore Urban here once again. And this time I've got another good model review for you. This time, just like I was talking about in my last video I had posted about the 1/350 scale model Olympic, I talked a little bit about the Revell 1/700 scale Olympic. So, I want to give you a review of a Revell's RMS Olympic, which is called RMS Olympic 1911. And it says Revell, and it says 1/700 scale, plastic model kit, and then down here it says illustration of a ship, and it's got the painting of the Olympic on the box, as you can see here. I'm not really quite sure which ship this is back here, but I'm thinking it's one of the older White Star ships, I think. I can't really tell though, it's kind of hard to guess. But on the side here, it's got 4 different languages with the history of the ship on there a little bit. So, and on the back it shows other things on there too, like other model kits and accessories. And ironically, Titanic is one of the ships on the back of the box, which is kind of ironic. You can see there's the side of the box. See, it's kind of weird. This is the way it looks like on this side, but on this side, they have it straight up, which I don't get. And then right there you got the pictures of the prototype model right there. I'm going to open the box up. I'm going to show you what was in here, or what I had in here. Anyway, let me set this box that way. Okay, included with the kit was this string. There's this little thing of string here, but to be able to use this string on it, you had to drill holes into the different parts and stuff to run the string through it and stuff, and I really didn't have enough patience and time to do that shit, so I didn't do it. Put that back in the box. It also comes with this little brochure-like thing that says safety advice on it, which I really didn't give that no second thought. But what gave me second thought was this. The instruction booklet shows you how to build the ship. And there's actually a little bit of a history here, which is kind of, sums it up pretty well. I'll read it to you. RMS Olympic 1911. On Wednesday, 16th December 1908, the keel of RMS Olympic was laid under serial number 400 at the Harland & Wolff shipyard in Northern Ireland. She was the first of 3 ships to be built into the Olympic class. About 3 months later, the keel of the second ship of this class, the RMS Titanic, was laid. The Olympic was launched on 20th October 1910. Immediately after the launch of the Titanic, that is on the same day, the 31st of May 1911, the complete Olympic was handed over to the White Star Line, and on the 14th of June 1911, she began her maiden voyage under the command of Captain Edward John Smith, who then would serve as captain of the Titanic on her maiden voyage. With a registered gross tonnage of 45,324 GRT, the Olympic was the largest ship in the world until the completion of the Titanic. However, in September of 1911, she was badly damaged when the British cruiser HMS Hawke crashed into her after starboard side. The extensive work required delayed the completion of the Titanic by about 3 weeks. That the Olympic was still known as the Old Reliable was not least connected with the events that took place in subsequent years. During the First World War, when serving as a troop transport, she rammed and sank the German submarine SMU-103. After the war, went back in service as a passenger liner during the crossing in February 1926. The Olympic encountered a monster wave which, in addition to other damage, broke 4 windows on the bridge. As in 1934, the British government forced the White Star Line to merge with the Cunard. In 1935, she was scrapped. Her internal fittings were auctioned off, and some of them can now be seen in the White Swan Hotel in Owlwood and also in the Titanic Museum, Germany. It says here, TMG, Titanic Museum, Germany, scientific advice from historian and Titanic expert Andreas Pelfer. But there's actually one piece of history they forgot to add. Right toward the end of her career, like 1934, I believe, is when the incident. Now, why did I put that in there? Is when the incident happened. She was coming into, I don't know if she was coming or going out of New York, but she rammed and sank the Nantucket lightship, you know, killing 7 of 11 crew members. So, you know, for being, you know, she was the lucky ship of the 3, but at the same time she really wasn't lucky, you know, because she had 3 major accidents. 1 was okay, 1 was a good thing, and 2 were bad. But if you look at the instruction book here, it opens up like an actual book, and then it shows you, you know, a list of parts, and it just kind of takes you in step for step how to put the old Reliable together. As you can see here, right on the back side of it right here, it shows you the wiring, the string diagram, and also the decaling diagram, which has also been completed. And now after several months of working on this thing, this is what the completed model looks like. I'll bring it up a little bit closer. See, you can see. This is what the complete ship looks like. This is how she appeared in 1911 and 1912. You know, just like your sister Titanic, Olympic's got good lines. Just like your sister Titanic. She's got good lines. She's got very good lines to her. Very graceful. As John Maxton Graham once put it really perfectly with the Olympic class of liner, he said, the last of the yacht-like racers and the first of the floating palaces. And I think that was a perfect coined term for these 2 ships. And so, here again, I'll kind of cock it up a little bit so you can kind of see the upper portions of the vessel. And here, I'll try to zoom in a little bit better. There we go, that's better. You can really see the lines and stuff on her, and just see her clean overall look and stuff. And if you see the color, that's the same color I showed you how to make. You watch one of my earlier videos about how to make White Star Buff. You'll learn how to make that color there. So now it's time for my review over this model. Now, since this was a 1/700 scale model, it was a little harder to paint and stuff than most other model ship. So, you know, like I gave my Akala Maroon model, I gave it a 4. With the Olympic, I'll bump it up to a 5 because, you know, it's a little bit bigger of a ship, and not scale-wise, but bigger ship. You know, it was a little bit easier. Now, as for putting it together, I'll give that about a 4. Because it's on the box, if I can find it here on this box, it said something here that was basically a lie. A lie, a lie, a lie. I forget where it was at, but I read it somewhere. Simple to assemble thanks to distortion resistant component. Bullshit. Yeah, right. That's a load of shit. There was a lot of it where I had to literally just had to hold it for a long time to keep it in place. But, you know, the overall effect of the ship is quite pleasant. So really, I will give this model a pretty solid 8 to an 8.5. And another reason why I did that is because Revell didn't actually make a completely new model when they did the Olympic. They also made a really nice 1/700 scale model of the Titanic, which I didn't know about until just a few weeks ago. I seen one at a hobby shop up north here, and I started thinking, like, really. And so basically what they did, they took a 1/700 scale model of the Titanic, and they just made a new mold for the hull for the Olympic and a new decal sheet. That's it, because the base, which is a pretty, you know, pretty nice attractive base, it says RMS Olympic, because on the bottom side of it, it says right there, 1/700 RMS Titanic. And so when I saw that, I thought, and sure enough, they made a 1/700 scale model of the Titanic, which is basically, you know, that's basically what this model of the Olympic is. It's just a 1/700 scale model of the Titanic but with new hull, with a new molded hull, and a new decal sheet. That's it. So I figured that's kind of cheap. But, you know, since the Olympic and Titanic were basically identical sisters, they can get away with it this time around. So, like I said, overall, it's a really nice model. I give it, like I said, a solid 8.5. And I really like it. It's a nice piece. But now I'm really excited for the new Minicraft Models 1 through 50 scale Olympic. I'm going to love to add it to my collection once I get it. So, you know, I hope you enjoy the review. I hope you learned something. And, you know, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you got any questions or comments, leave them down below. And finally, if you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, this is your old friend Commodore Urban saying, have fair seas and clear skies and smooth sailing with you.